The way we've tried to weave the story of the hostile machines and the mystery into the game is a way to explore it in a more free manner. So you can explore it at your own pace. You can decide to follow the story for a while and then drop it to just do some awesome fighting and guerrilla war, and then come back to the story once you come to an interesting location, for instance.
The way missions are set up in the game is it's supposed to be free to take on as you will. If you are the type of player that wants to find a narrative in a certain location or follow down the path of solving the mystery, that's available to you to do. Wherever you go in the game, you will find sort of pieces of that puzzle to find. If you just want to explore the world, take on the enemies, find the best loot, do the coolest tactics together with your team, taking down the biggest, baddest enemies there are out in the world, that's also a way that I think a lot of people will play the game. They will just go out and have fun and not bother that much about the narrative. Whenever they want to, they can pick up on it, but it's definitely nothing that we dictate that you have to do.
When creating a world like that of Generation Zero is to create a cohesive environment, an experience to the player that not only is aesthetically pleasing and believable, but also is functional to serve gameplay, because ultimately gameplay comes first. But it should never be a situation where the player is necessarily aware that maybe reality has been slightly bent or warped in order for the gameplay experience to come across smoothly. I really wanted to bring in some of the Swedish prehistory in with the 80s history in with what, how we're looking at the world today.
The reward players get for exploring isn't just finding cool new places, although there are loads of cool places to find. Often players will find little notes left behind by people, which will tell them a bit more about the world, a bit more about their story. And they might find weapons, new weapons and ammunition that they wouldn't necessarily find in other areas in the game. So it's always a great idea to go exploring, find great new things.
It's really humbling as a game director to be able to work with people who really go into things 100%. And these are people who, some of them are veterans of Avalanche Studios. They worked on all of our AAA games before. Some of them come in from different companies, and some come fresh out of school and just knock it out of the park instantly. And that fairly small team, but very senior and very dedicated, is just been one of the greatest experiences in my time in the industry.
Like and share if you enjoy the video and think others might benefit from this, and of course subscribe and hit the notification button if you are new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video.